All right, good morning, everybody. We're here at the Elmo Kitchen today, and what are we making today, Kyla?
Fish!
Fish! We're doing salmon. I had a few people request to do salmon again. So we're going to do salmon patties today. We're going to put that on top of some brown rice. So we already got our brown rice cooking, and we're going to put some veggies on top, too. So Kyla is here helping me, and she is working on her knife skills, and she's doing a great job. So she's going to help me out, help me cut some stuff up, help me prepare the salmon. So why don't we start by, we're going to make the salmon patties. So right in here in this big bowl, I already drained some canned salmon. So we're doing canned salmon today, which if you're participating in WIC, you can buy canned salmon with your WIC food package, your voucher. However, if you get the salmon fillets from the commodities food package, you can do the same recipe. You can do this recipe with that. You just want to thaw it, cook it, and then shred it, because the salmon that comes canned is already shredded. So that kind of makes it quick and easy. If you do the canned version, you don't have to cook it ahead of time. Also, a cool thing for WIC is they just, with their most recent COVID legislation, they got an increase to $35 per individual for that program. So if you're on WIC, you're going to get more money starting in June. Okay, so we have our salmon in here. The first thing we're going to add is our diced onion, our diced celery, and our diced bell pepper. So it's in that bowl over there, Kyla. Yep, those veggies. So you're gonna mix it all in together with the salmon. Nope, in the salmon. Whoopsie, it's okay. So we're gonna make the patties first. And once you get that all mixed together, we have 2 eggs that we went ahead and we beat them together so they're nice and mixed up here in this bowl. So once you get the veggies and the salmon mixed together, we're gonna add the eggs. So in this pan here, I just have a little bit of canola oil because once we get our salmon patty mixture together, we're just going to pan fry it on each side, and then we just put it on top of some rice, put some veggies on top. We're going to make a Greek yogurt dressing. So we'll do Greek yogurt, jalapeno, and cilantro, and a little bit of lemon juice. So salmon is one of our super heart-healthy fish. It has omega-3 fatty acids, which I've talked about in other videos. This is a really healthy kind of fat that you can eat. You gotta keep mixing. And it is associated with reducing your risk of heart disease, stroke, and it also can reduce inflammation in the body. So a lot of times when we have chronic diseases like diabetes or arthritis or heart disease, our bodies are in a state of inflammation, which causes damage to our organs. So we want to try and reduce the inflammation in our body. One way to do that is by eating more omega-3 fatty acids, such as in salmon. It's also in olive oil and other foods too. So salmon is a really delicious fish, and it's recommended that people eat fish 2 times a week for a total of 8 ounces. Most people don't eat enough fish, so that's why I kind of want to promote it. And it's also for women and young children who may be worried about maybe the mercury content of the fish. Salmon is one of the fish that are low in mercury. Okay, let's add the eggs. So salmon, tuna, trout, those are all types of fish that are low in mercury. Usually it's the bigger fish that are like higher up in the food chain, like sharks and swordfish. Those bigger fish typically have more mercury. So avoid those if you're pregnant or breastfeeding or if you have a little kids at home. Another cool resource that I found when I was preparing for this demo is the Montana Department of Health and Human Services. They publish a Montana Sport Fish Consumption Guideline, And so this guideline, you can go and you can look at specific like creeks or rivers or lakes, and it will tell you like the risk for toxins like mercury if you fish out of that creek or river or lake. So you can look up specifically like this area of Flathead Lake or this specific creek to see if the fish that you fish for, if it's safe to consume. Okay. Get all those eggs mixed in there? Okay, so next we're going to add, that little bowl has some flour, it has some breadcrumbs, and it has some black pepper. So we're adding that next. We're going to mix that together. So one of the other great aspects of eating salmon and fish is for the calcium and vitamin D content. So you get the calcium if you eat the bones, like the soft bones, like sardines, which our salmon, I don't think it has any bones, but if it did, you could get some calcium from the bones if you ate them. The vitamin D content, though, is really great because vitamin D helps us absorb calcium. Also, it helps us make hormones, and it helps our bodies function, our bones stay strong. And vitamin D is one of those fat-soluble vitamins, so you have to eat a fat with it to better absorb it. And like I talked about, salmon has those omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon is pretty rich in good, healthy fats, so we'll be eating some fat with it, so we'll get our vitamin D. All mixed together? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start our pan here. Make sure I turn on the right one. Get it heating up. Okay, why don't you start working on chopping those tomatoes, because we're going to put tomatoes on top of our salmon. While our oil is heating up, I'm just going to put together our Greek yogurt dressing. So I just have about a half a cup of Greek yogurt in a bowl, and then I put like a teaspoon or so of lemon juice, and then there's also a little bit of cilantro and jalapenos that I diced up. So basically, you just mix it all together. So this is just a super easy topping. And Greek yogurt, it has more calcium than sour cream, and it's a little bit creamier. But if you just get the plain Greek yogurt, it tastes about the same as sour cream. So I like it because it's a little more nutritious than sour cream. And you can use it in a variety of things. You can put it in smoothies. I put it in the hamburger helper demo I did. I put it in the scrambled eggs demo I did. So it's a very versatile ingredient to use. And it looks pretty. And the last thing we need to add to our salmon mixture is I have a little bit of let me reach over you, Kyle. Liquid over here, and it's just the liquid from the canned salmon. However, if you don't use canned, you can just do water. But it's just the liquid from the can, like 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then some water, and it makes about a half a cup of liquid. So we're just going to add that to the patties too. Check on our rice here. It's getting close to being done. Okay, so for the patties, basically I'm just going to use like a little half cup measuring cup just to kind of form the shape of the patties. Just put it in there, and then I'll flatten it a little bit. I'm just going to do 4 at a time. I'm going to flatten them out. So we'll just let those cook probably for about 5 minutes on each side, just so they get a little brown and crispy. Oh, and so I wanted to talk about some of the other ingredients that we're using. So one of them is celery, which celery is a super awesome vegetable. It has a lot of fiber, a lot of potassium, which eating enough potassium can help reduce your blood pressure. It's really good for your heart. It also has some vitamin C. So vitamin C, it helps us heal our wounds, and it helps keep our gums healthy. And another great thing about vitamin C is if you eat it with an iron-rich food, such as red meat or spinach, eating vitamin C with iron will help iron get into our body. It helps us absorb iron. So that's another great benefit. And then we also have cilantro in our topping here, our Greek yogurt, sort of like sour cream topping. And cilantro is a fresh herb. You can buy it also dried. However, I think I think it's a little more potent, like the flavor is stronger when it's fresh. And it is naturally salt-free. So I like using herbs and spices because a lot of them are salt-free. So we want to try and reduce how much salt or sodium we're eating, just because most people eat way, way, way too much. And eating too much salt or sodium can put you at higher risk for getting high blood pressure. And it just puts a lot of strain on our heart. So herbs are the leaves of the plant versus spices are like the seeds, the fruit, the root. So that's kind of like the difference between herbs and spices. Also, cilantro is a good source of antioxidants. So antioxidants are sort of like a chemical property of plants and certain foods that they reduce the amount of damage that is caused in our body by like carcinogen, like cancer-causing things. So antioxidants reduce your risk of cancer, and also just reduce the amount of damage caused by pollution that can happen in our bodies. I think those are the main points I wanted to hit. So salmon patties are starting to cook. I'm going to turn this up. So I have it about medium-high heat. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more so it gets nice and crispy. Just about done. We're going to have salmon patties for brunch today at the Elmo Kitchen. Are you excited to eat, Kyla? Yeah, me too. I had a light breakfast this morning. I was excited. Look at all those fresh veggies we got to put on top. So we have a little bit of leftover bell pepper and celery and onion. So we can always put that on top too. Okay, so our patties are starting to get nice and brown and crispy. Just flip them over. I think we'll do bowls today. Alright, I think this rice is done. I'm just going to put them on a paper towel, kind of drain some of the oil off. We're using canola oil, which is one of our more heart-healthy oils. So it's going to have a little bit of oil on them, but drain off a little bit. And we'll add some more. So I'm going to do this far as presentation. I'm going to put a little bit of this on there. Just sprinkle it on top like that. Yep, let's just put. So we're done. Here is what our final. Let me find the prettiest one. This is what our final product looks like. Our salmon patty, we just put it on top of brown rice with a little bit of that Greek yogurt sauce and some fresh veggies, tomatoes, bell pepper, celery, and onion. This is my last video for National Nutrition Month. March is National Nutrition Month. It's almost the end of March, so this year's theme was personalize your plate. So I hope you tried some new things. I hope you tried out some flexible recipes that you could personalize yourself. So next month, because it's going to be Earth Day and it's going to be springtime, I'm going to be focusing on doing some sustainable nutrition, environmentally friendly recipes. So tune in for that. It's going to be super fun, super delicious. All right, until next time, thank you.